You have been told a great falsehood, a lie so pervasive that it has become the bedrock of human sorrow. You have been told that the past is the one thing that cannot be changed, that yesterday's mistakes, yesterday's harsh words, yesterday's failures are burdens you must carry without relief until your final day. You have been taught to be a historian of your own pain, a faithful archivist of every regret. And so you carry these moments with you. They are ghosts that haunt the mansion of your mind, a conversation you wish you could take back, an opportunity you failed to seize, a moment of fear when you should have shown courage. These are not merely memories. They are anchors weighing you down, preventing you from sailing toward the shores of your desired future. Now, what if I told you that this prison has no walls? What if I told you that its bars are made of nothing more than shadow and belief? Tonight, I am here not to offer you sympathy for your past. I am here to give you the key to its lock. I am here to tell you that you are not its slave, you are its master. For we are going to learn a divine art, the art of revision, the means by which you can walk back into your own history and change it. The key I have promised you is not a blunt instrument. It is a surgeon's scalpel. It is precise, it is powerful, and it is called revision. What is revision? It is the art of changing your past. It is not self-deception, nor is it wishful thinking. It is the disciplined, intentional act of reimagining a past event, not as you remember it, but as you wish you had experienced. You do this until this newly imagined scene feels real, until it supplants the old memory. Now you may ask, how can a mere act of imagination change what is already done? This is where you must update your understanding of reality. You believe your memory is a faithful recording of the past. It is not. Your memory is a creative act happening in this very moment. Every time you recall a memory, you are not watching a film. You are remaking the film right now. Modern science is only beginning to grasp this ancient truth. They have a name for it, neuroplasticity. They have discovered that your brain is like a living garden. Every time you dwell on a negative memory, a regret, a failure, you are walking down a path in that garden, carving it deeper, making it easier to walk down again. The memory becomes your default, your reality. Revision is the act of deliberately choosing to walk a different path. When you vividly and feelingly revise a scene, you are sending new electrical signals through your brain. You are carving a new path. You are creating new neural connections. If you walk this new path consistently in your imagination, it will become wider, more dominant, until the old path of regret grows over with disuse. Your brain, your very body, will begin to accept the revised memory as the truth of what occurred. But the principle goes even deeper. Think of reality itself as a sculptor's clay. The past is not a finished fired statue. It is still malleable clay in the hands of the only power that can shape it, your consciousness, right now. When you revise, you are acting as the master sculptor. You are taking the clay of a past event and reshaping it into a form that pleases you. And because there is only one reality, the one that exists in consciousness, the moment you successfully change the past within you, you have changed its nature and therefore its power over your future. You are not correcting a memory. You are correcting creation itself. This is the power you hold. Now, let me show you how to wield it. So you understand the principle, you feel the power you hold. Now, let us enter the operating theater. Tonight and every night henceforth, you will perform this divine surgery upon your own mind. Follow this protocol with precision and with faith. First, identify the target. You cannot heal a wound you do not acknowledge. At the end of your day, do not simply think of it as a bad day. Isolate the specific moment that causes you distress. Was it a conversation, a letter you received, a moment of inaction? Pinpoint the single event that carries the most emotional charge. That is the target of your operation. Second, write the new script. A surgeon does not begin cutting without knowing the desired outcome. Before you close your eyes, define what should have happened. Write the new scene in your mind. If the words were harsh, what loving words should have been spoken? If the outcome was failure, what would the scene of success look like? Be clear, be specific. This new scripture is your guide. Third, enter the operating theater, the state akin to sleep. The conscious, reasoning mind is a poor surgeon. It is too analytical, too doubtful. You must bypass it. The best time for this is at night in your bed, just before you drift into sleep. Relax your body. Take a few deep breaths. Allow the world to fade away until you are in that drowsy, hypnotic state where the veil between the conscious and subconscious is thin. This is the state akin to sleep, your perfect operating theater. Fourth, perform the surgery with sensory immersion. Now, with your eyes closed, bring your revised scene to life in your imagination. But do not be a passive spectator. You must be the central actor, experiencing it with all your senses. This is crucial. Do not just see the scene. What do you hear in your revised reality? The sound of a voice, applause. What do you feel? The firm clasp of a handshake? The warmth of an embrace? What do you smell? Engage as many imaginary senses as you can. The more sensory richness you give the scene, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind. And fifth, the stitch that completes the work, looping and feeling. Once the scene is constructed, you must bring it to life with feeling. Loop the short, revised scene over and over again. Do not strain, do not force it. Simply repeat it gently until it takes on the tones of reality. As you repeat it, allow the feeling that would have been yours to arise within you, the feeling of relief, the feeling of joy, the feeling of gratitude. This feeling is the stitch. It is the sign that the surgery is complete, that the subconscious has accepted your new memory as fact. Dwell in that feeling, and from that state of satisfaction, fall asleep. If you do this, you have done all that is required. You have successfully operated on your own past. You have the principle and you have the protocol, but you may still hold a shadow of a doubt. You may ask, does this truly work? Let me share with you a testament from a man who attended my lectures in New York. He was a businessman, and he had just returned from a meeting with a supplier. The meeting had been a disaster. There were arguments, disagreements over price, and a complete failure to secure a contract that was vital for his business. He left the meeting feeling dejected. The door seemingly slammed shut on this opportunity. He came to my lecture that very night, full of anxiety. I told him precisely what I have just told you. I said to him, do not accept that version of reality. You are the master playwright. Go home tonight and rewrite the scene. He was skeptical, but he was also desperate. So he followed the instructions. That night, in his bed, he entered the state akin to sleep. He did not replay the argument. Instead, he imagined the meeting as he wished it had gone. He constructed a scene in his mind's eye where the supplier was not argumentative, but agreeable. He imagined shaking hands on a fair and profitable deal. He heard the man's voice congratulating him. He felt the wonderful feeling of relief and success. He did not struggle with it. He simply looped this short, revised scene over and over again until that feeling of satisfaction was the last thing he knew before falling asleep. The next morning, he awoke feeling a sense of peace. He went about his day. The memory of the argument now feeling distant, and the revised memory feeling more real. Then the telephone rang. It was the very supplier from the day before. The man's tone was completely different. He apologized for his behavior, said he had reconsidered the entire matter, and offered a new proposal, one that was even better than what the businessman had hoped to achieve in his revised scene. Now tell me, did he change the past? Or did he, by choosing a better version of the past within himself, select a different future that was always waiting for him? It does not matter. The result is the same. He rewrote his world by first rewriting a scene within his own imagination. This power is not exclusive to him. It is your birthright. The story of that businessman is not a fairy tale. It is a demonstration of a law. This power is now in your hands. But I must charge you to understand its twofold purpose. For revision is not merely a tool to get what you want. It is a tool to become who you are meant to be. Its first purpose is therapeutic. It is your daily mental and spiritual hygiene. Use it to cleanse yourself of the poisons of regret, resentment, and anger. Use it to forgive others, and more importantly, to forgive yourself. Do not carry the corpse of a dead day into the dawn of a new one. Revise each night, and you will walk through life with a spirit that is clean, light, and free. Its second purpose is creative. Your subconscious mind is a garden. Every negative memory you hold onto is a weed, choking the soil, stealing nutrients from the seeds you wish to plant. How can you expect to grow the flower of wealth if the soil is overrun with the weeds of lack? How can you cultivate the rose of love if it is strangled by the thorns of past heartbreaks? By revising daily, you are the master gardener, diligently pulling every weed, creating a rich, fertile ground from which all your future desires will inevitably spring forth. So I leave you with this charge. Do not treat this as a mere curiosity. Make it your discipline. Make it your daily practice. For in revising your days, you are doing far more than altering memories. You are redeeming your time. You are reclaiming your power, and you are consciously creating your own salvation. If this teaching has granted you a measure of freedom tonight, I invite you to signal your intention to return. And if you commit to this practice, share in the space below, not the details of your story, but the feeling of your revised reality, the relief, the joy, the peace. Let this place become a living testament to our power to create anew. And now, let us go into the silence.